This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Wix. It's where website creation meets AI, and where your boldest ideas become real. It just takes one platform to build a site that looks great and does everything you need it to. And it just takes one person, you, to start taking care of business like a 10-person team. With AI tools for creating an entire website from scratch or testing new ways to make money, Wix is there with you from day one. Try it out now at Wix.com.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will trade in her office job to become the leader of a pack of dogs. As the owner of her own dog rescue, that is. A second act made possible by the reskilling courses Lisa's taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. And she can finally run with the big dogs. And the small dogs, who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Learn more at aarp.org/skills.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Millennial Management Podcast. I am your host, Brandy, the Millennial Manager, and today is Wednesday. If you are inside of Patreon, if you are outside of Patreon, it's Friday, bitch. And no matter what day you are listening, I hope that you are having a good ass day. Real quick, y'all. I want to say it was MSNBC that did investigation kind of into LinkedIn, and I want to say ZipRecruiter. And inside their investigation, they were talking about the spam jobs that are posted, or scam jobs that are posted, and how Americans have lost almost $300 million because of the scams that are posted. Now, LinkedIn and ZipRecruiter, they both confirmed, we have things set up to combat this. However, it is still happening. So if you are in the group of employees that are either looking for work because you're wanting to transition, level up, maybe your role is, too strenuous and you want to kind of bring it down a little bit, and you've been applying, be careful. Even more so for those of you who have been laid off. Okay, you really cannot afford to lose any more money. So please be very, very careful when you are job hunting, because we know scams exist. They average at about $2,000 per person that people are being scammed, and that's the amount of money that they're losing out on. One of the ways that they're scamming you is by asking for a lot of personal information up front. So they're asking for your social, they're asking for your date of birth, all things you really should not need to know just to interview someone. So please be very, very careful when you are applying for jobs, because scammers do not give a fuck. Okay, they don't care that you're a hardworking person, you're taking care of your family. They don't give a fuck about that. Okay, their whole mission is to scam. So they're going to do whatever they need to scam. And it is easy to get your money back when it's regarding a bank. But I'm sorry, if they get money out of you over a phone call, over a Zoom call, because they're also having people download Zoom. It looks like Zoom. It's not Zoom. It's like malware that they're putting on people's computer and getting personal information that way. So please be very, very careful when you're applying for jobs. I know it's one more fucking thing. I got to worry about whether or not people are actually, hiring. And now motherfucking scammers, bitch. Yes, they're everywhere. Okay, they have infiltrated every industry. So please, please, please be careful. Tell your family members to be careful when applying for jobs. A way that you can combat this is look up the motherfucking job, bitch. Okay, look up the company. If this person is claiming to be high up, go to their website. Do your fucking due diligence. Okay, so before we get started in today's email episode, I wanted to make sure that I highlight that. I am also going to share the video on social media, the news article and everything that was posted about the scams online. So just please be fucking careful, y'all. Okay. Let's get to our first email of the episode. This one says, Good morning, bitch. My coworker has retired, and we received an email from another coworker saying that we will be working his work indefinitely. Why? I'm not interested in doing the double work. I am not getting double pay, period, bitch. Okay? There are thousands of others that can absorb this work. Why must it be us? I am this close, like she put, I'm this motherfucking close to taking a leave of absence so they can figure it out without me. I literally hate the group of people that I work with. I did love my job, yet being with this group, I am only liking it, borderline hating it. Listen to me. Okay. First of all, ain't nobody in leadership came and told you shit. Okay? Until a leader comes to you and says, this is what we're doing, the energy that you have right now is like not warranted. Okay? I'm not saying that it's not happening. I'm just saying a coworker telling you something really don't mean shit. I need to know from the higher ups that this is what's expected to me or of me. And then I make my decision from there. I want to say really quick, just a quick caveat, bitch. Y'all give y'all motherfucking coworkers too much power. Okay, this bitch is a co-worker, means equal. Okay, whatever the fuck they saying, while it may be important or whatever, I'm not trying to diminish, the experience of having a coworker that is a little more knowledgeable. They don't make no final decisions about shit. At the end of the day, it is your leadership who is going to make that final decision. So because somebody messaged you and told you that, now you all up in a fucking tizzy, mad, frustrated, emailing me, when if you ain't got nothing from your boss or if you haven't gotten information from your senior leader, bitch, what you mad about? Okay. Also, you just said what you're not going to do. Find you another motherfucking job then. Okay. Period. Like at this point, if you have a boundary that I'm not going to be overworking, okay, if I'm not getting additional pay, and that is a valid boundary. I agree with the boundary. My issue is that why are you upset? Nobody ain't even said nothing to you yet. You have not put in this email that my leadership came to me. There has been a change in my duties. That is the proper way that things get done. Just because somebody said don't mean shit until it is actually communicated by an actual leader. At this point, I feel like your frustration is premature. And I don't even think you should be frustrated because you have a boundary for yourself. So that means it's time for you to put action behind it. If you really about your shit and you really mean business, move on. Okay? You already don't like the people that you work with, which is your coworker. So why the fuck do you give a fuck about what they're telling you? Let it come from leadership, and then you make a decision after that, okay? Don't get worked up by some shit that somebody else is saying through the grapevine. And also, for those of you who may possibly be in this situation, your job can change your functional duties. They can. They can change the role. They can reimagine what the position looks like. They can do that. The decision is on you at that point to make a decision of whether or not you're going to stay. Fighting it, there's no point because they're gonna win. The way that you actually fight is by finding you another job. Okay, so if you feel like this may be true and you feel like you're ready to make a move, start updating that resume, get to applying, be motherfucking careful because y'all know the scams exist. We just talked about it. So be careful in whatever decision that you decide to make. However, your job can do that. Okay, y'all. I know some of y'all think, is it against the law? It's not. They can change a position. They can change your scope of duties. They can basically do anything. Just like you can. You can leave at any given time. You're not bound. You're not going to be beat and jailed. You can leave. At any given time, you can get up and walk away from your job. So if you decide that this is enough for me and I don't want to do anymore, then that's your decision and that's your right to make that decision. And you should exercise it for sure, 1,000%. So that's my take on that. Fuck your coworker, girl. You don't even like that bitch anyway. So let it come from leadership and then make your fucking decision. Next. Good morning, Miss Brandy. Good morning, ho. How you doing, girl? I have been made aware that the president of the financial institution that I work for stated that he does not feel my job is a full-time job and I need to do other things in addition to that job. But it was left out that my supervisor has stated in numerous meetings / her opportunities to shine that I'm not included or present in that majority of the work that I do is being completed solely by her. Now in her quest to fulfill his request to give me even more duties, I am being told I must pick between two areas she works in for this additional role. Aside from turning in a resignation letter, what is the best approach to the situation? I'm one of the last two surviving employees that had remained after a change in ownership, management, and location. They want to get rid of all of the minority women and for the most part have in some way or another. They will be closing down a location where 3 women, 2 of which are minorities, worked at the end of this month. These jobs remain within the financial institution, but they have been filled by Caucasian people at another location. Any advice you can provide will be greatly appreciated. Well, let's see. Number 1, okay, it does sound like there is a racial component at play, okay? Let's just start there. If you really have a little more documentation that kind of shows a pattern, you may be able to go at them for discrimination, okay? Now, on that tip, you're going to have to talk to an attorney, all right? Let's talk about this, like, taking an additional role in addition to the actual job function that you have, which the job duties are being hoarded by your current boss. Listen.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
How many times have you wished you could be in 2 places at once? With Wix, you practically can. Wix's website builder is packed with powerful AI tools to make running your business online easier. Build a full site just by talking with AI. Get an AI agent to manage your sales and marketing. Or work like a 10-person team, even if it's just you. So you don't need superpowers to get everything done. You just need Wix. Try it out for yourself at Wix.com.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will trade in her office job to become the leader of a pack of dogs. As the owner of her own dog rescue, that is. A second act made possible by the reskilling courses Lisa's taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. And she can finally run with the big dogs. And the small dogs, who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Learn more at aarp.org/skills.
Your boss, okay, is a micromanager and she does not want you doing anything, and she thrives in allowing your boss to believe that she does everything, okay, which is only going to be at her demise, because if this keeps happening, they're going to see a pattern eventually. Now, does that mean that you're safe in this? No, it means you need to resign. It means you need to resign, which I feel like you're going to have to resign anyway, just because of the way that you describe the work environment. They are like firing Black women left and right for one reason or another. And the issue with that is with discrimination, you have to prove that shit. It is very hard to prove it, because if there's any doubt there, that, it was wrongdoing, or maybe the ladies were, non-compliant in some type of way, or there were activities happening inside of the workplace that did not follow the company rules and guidelines, then it's justified on paper. Even though in the back of your mind, like, bitch, y'all really, but you really can't do anything about it. In that sense, you have to be able to prove it. That's why I said you need take the documentation over to an attorney to talk to them about that. I feel like the writing is kind of on the wall at this point, unless you want to continue working under somebody like this. But honey, she won't even let you do your job. What makes you think that even in this capacity where you're given additional responsibility, she's going to continue then? She's not going to let you do your job then. Okay, she's going to continue to hoard responsibility, continue to make herself seem like she's doing everything and you're doing nothing. And then y'all just going to be in this cycle of constantly starting over and reimagining a role. Just like I told the young lady before your email, the company can decide to change a position. However, you have the decision to stay or not. You don't have to do what they say. You can leave. If you don't like it, move on. Okay. And we really have to be understanding that, you don't have to stay married to this fucking job. Some of us stay in jobs just because it's a comfort thing, when in reality, your time has passed. It's time for you to go. They have done so many changes. They changed ownership, management, locations. They're closing locations. This doesn't even sound like a secure ship that I would want to be on. Okay? It sounds like this motherfucker is about to go down in the future. They cannot maintain the overhead costs, so they're cutting people's roles, trying to merge roles. This is a textbook situation where they don't have the money. So not only are they closing locations, they're also trying to cut costs. So down the road, honey, I think you're going to be at a crossroads anyway. I mean, this is literally textbook. Okay. They are looking to cut costs. And they're looking to downsize. And they've done that successfully since they transfer ownership, management, cut locations. They're currently about to close another location. So it's going down. The ship is going down, girl. It's time for you to get the fuck off. All right, and let's get to our next email. This one says, hello, girl. I don't know if you're going to see this, but I am having an issue with a coworker because I don't talk to her. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, let's see what the fuck wrong with this little girl. When she first started, she was dropping big names on who she will call if she was pushed too hard. I said, then I don't want to train her. By the way, I'm not paid to train, but I am the longest person that's been here. This person has lied on me now. I have to go to HR for bullying. I have been with the company for 3 years and have never been in HR for bullying. I don't even have a paper trail. What can I do? Well, I want to know, how are you bullying her if you're not talking to her? I don't understand. Do y'all work in the same setting and she's asking you for help and you're not responding? I think I need to know a little bit more when it comes to that. But I don't engage with her. We haven't had any bad exchanges. There's been no issue. You just need to write that down. You may not have a formidable documentation trail because there's nothing to document, but you can write a statement yourself. I haven't had any interactions with this young lady. There's been nothing that I can note. We don't communicate because we don't work together. So, I mean, at most, it is going to get thrown out. I don't feel like this young lady has any merit, because why in the fuck, if she has all this pull, does she have to go through HR? If she was really that bitch, she could get rid of somebody just by saying their name. This little girl is immature and wants attention, and you're not giving it to her. So that's why she pulled you into HR. You have a good record. That is on your side. I'm not sure exactly what she's saying that you did, like that part, you can come back and tell us, because I really want to know, bitch, for real. I want to know. If y'all are not communicating, you don't work together, there's no interaction, there's no fucking problem. So you would think, but there's some very immature people out here who demand that people are engaging with them, communicating with them, when you don't fucking have to. This is a fucking job. And for those of you who get moved and frustrated when people don't speak to you, bitch, grow the fuck up, okay? This is work. They don't have to talk to you. Like, nobody has to be friends with you or friendly, for that matter, okay? They just need to be not rude, all right? That's it. That's it. Like, outwardly rude to you. They just don't have to be that. They can't be that. And I just think that the young lady's immature. So please write us with some more information so that we can see what the fuck going on, bitch, because I want to know too. Like, how are you bullying her if y'all don't have any interactions? Like, that just seems fucking weird to me. Okay? Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good ass day at work, bitch. I hope y'all enjoy your day. I hope that it's the most wonderful day that you've ever had this entire week. I'm about to take the consequences of my husband's actions to school because he is at work. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
When you've got too many ideas and too little time, that's when you need Wix for your website. Wix helps business owners, like you and me, get more done without burning out. It's packed with AI tools that actually make running your business online easier. Build a full site just by talking with AI. Get an AI agent to manage your sales and marketing, or work like a 10-person team, even if it's just you. Try it for yourself at Wix.com.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will trade in her office job to become the leader of a pack of dogs. As the owner of her own dog rescue, that is. A second act made possible by the reskilling courses Lisa's taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. And she can finally run with the big dogs. And the small dogs, who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Learn more at aarp.org/skills.